Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. I'm going to leave him going here, and we will see if we can get to tip out the canola and then get back. So I've got this one right here. Now, it's not actually telling me when the best time to sell canola is on there, because it's not in storage at the moment. So what we will do instead is we'll go there, and I'll click on this one, and then I will go here. That one is November. So we do want to go and put the canola into storage before we go and do anything else. So let me go to this one. And I will see if I can turn around here. There we go. Right. We'll run up the road to tip this one out, and then we can come back and we can get the sorghum out of the combine. Now, I am seriously considering increasing my loan. I know that we had like 2 million to start with, but we've done a lot here, and we've built the farm up, so I've got everything kind of running. It's all going, and this is absolutely fantastic. I really love what we've got going on here. I think this is working really well, but we still need some more things. Like the baler I do want to get. I'm thinking a mulcher would be a good idea, and also a bigger tractor. Not quite sure how much of this I should put on helper. AI worker B has a nearly full grain tank. How much of this I should wait for while we build up some money, and whether or not I should get a bigger loan. I'm thinking a bigger loan would be the way forward. Although I really like that small Izeki tractor that we've got. I think it's an Izeki. The little tiny one. I think the time has come to say goodbye to that tractor. I don't think it's the best suited one for the series anymore. There's a couple of jobs that it can do, but generally speaking, it's something that we don't want to be using right now. Now then, which way round do I want that combined? He's actually got to come down here and turn. Let's turn off that beacon. Is he going to be able to get down here and turn round before? Yes, he will. That bit will be fine. So we can empty out that combine. I did say previously that I was going to finish this year doing the straw with the round baler that we've got, the fast baler. And then next year we will change things around and we will use the big square baler. So we've got a little bit of time before we want to go and do that. The grass there, it should be in September next month that we can go and cut that, and we're going to need that straw, that hay for the cows, otherwise we're not going to have enough. So we definitely got to do that. Bigger and better machinery for doing that work with might be a good idea, but it's not something that I'm sort of too fussed about at the moment. I'm thinking that our main priority needs to be a bigger tractor and a bigger baler, and the bigger haymaking equipment is something that can wait until a bit later on. Right, we will bring you over to here. He's gonna keep going forwards just for a bit. There we go. Now we can put everything in, and 12,000 litres of sorghum in here. That's pretty cool. So when's the best time to sell sorghum? And can we turn it into anything at the mill? So there's many questions that I now have. It's not going to be in here. I now have the canola there. That says December. August for seeds, except I don't want to be selling seeds. That one, and then sorghum right here. Sorghum is January, but if we drop down to here, actually I just want to have a look in here. So the chickens are absolutely fine, and cows at the moment, we got 40,000 litres in there. We could do with putting a bit more food in for them. We've only got 20 at the moment. We could do with some more cows. Anyway, wheat, barley, oat, and sorghum. Right, so we can do sorghum. So I will deactivate that one because we've done all the oat through there. We've got some pallets out the front. Sorghum flour. Right, it's decided they're going to have that because the chickens here, total capacity, wheat, barley, and sorghum. But we've got enough wheat now in storage to keep them going. I'm happy that we got enough with the wheat to keep them going. I'm not going to give them the sorghum. I can't remember what my cow... I think it was like 20,000 litres that I wanted, something like that. It may have been a bit more, but regardless, it doesn't actually matter, because I want to be able to make some money from our farm. And oats and sorghum are going straight into the mill, and then wheat and barley, once I get over whatever my threshold was for the chickens, I think it was 20,000, it may have been a bit more than that, then that will start coming into the mill as well, and we will sell flour. So it does give... Now, I was asked this question, I said about the profit on the different things, and which one is better and which one is worse. The profit, when you say, for example, you turn the grain into flour and then the flour into bread, the profit it's talking about is not necessarily per unit. Well, it is per unit. It's actually per unit. You gain 20% increased money after you take into account all the little details. So if we go here and just have a look at this, I want to make this absolutely clear. You get 15, it goes into 16 flour, 5 into 4 flour, 30 into 23 flour. All of this is taken into account. So some of the things, like in dairy production, you get 2 milk becoming 1 cheese. And it's the same with flour. 2 flour becomes 1 loaf of bread. The money that you make after you sell the bread is the equivalent to selling the flour and adding an extra 20% on top of that. And it's not just 20% on top of that. It is 20% after you take into account the costs of production and everything else. So all of the expenses are taken into account. Every single little bit. What is that combine doing? Honestly, he looks like he is trying to turn round here in order to start going in that direction. You know what's going on there, but anyway, I can finish this bit by hand. Now, I said it's roughly 20% on all of them. Some of them it's a bit more, and some of them it's a bit less. Butter is one that you actually make a slight loss on it compared to just selling the milk. And I think cheese is one of the best ones that you can do. I can't remember the exact numbers on all of them, but some of them are better. As far as I remember, butter is the only one you actually make any loss on. The others, you make money on all of them. Every single production thing does end up giving you money. And that is taking into account the reduced number of items that you get back after the process has gone through. So if it takes 4 items to make 1 item in after once it goes through the factory, if you take 4 items to make 1 that you get back, then the money that you sell that 1 for example, cake takes quite a few different ingredients. You take the value of all of those ingredients and you add them up, and then you turn it into cake. You get at least 20% more. Some of them, I don't remember all of the numbers, because some of them you do get a little bit more, and some of them you do get a little bit less. So it's not completely foolproof. It's not, well, I say foolproof. It's not exactly 20%. So, for example, grapes into raisins, you get 1 raisin back for every grape that goes in. You don't necessarily make more money on that, because the raisins don't sell for massive amounts more than what the grapes do. So you have the production time and so on, but you do make money out of it. You do make money out of the grapes going into raisins. So you definitely get more money for the raisins than you do for just selling the grapes. So it is always worth in the game now worth the time and effort it takes to run something through the process. I do this every time, don't I? I dump that thing on the ground like that. But anyway, we have done our harvesting again. The next lot of harvesting that we've got is... Actually, what have we got left to do here? We've got 3 fields left. 1, 2, and 4. And those 3 fields, one of them is sunflowers, one of them is corn. So we need the other header for that. And then we've got this header that we've got right here for the beans all the way down there. Now, the beans are actually next month. And then I think... No, not next month. Sunflowers, soybeans. We've got corn, sunflowers, soybeans. They're all in October. So they're all not for another couple of months. I do need... You know what? I'm going to take this header back because I was thinking about just leaving it here, but it's going to end up being in the way if I leave it here. We've got quite a few things to do now before the final bits of harvest need to be done. So if this one is back to the farm, it's going to be out of the way. Hopefully, we don't get a bad random event that takes our combine out of commission, because in order to be able to harvest those 3 fields, we would then need to lease a combine just to be able to do it. I mean, we don't have to lease a very big combine because it's only 3 quite small fields, but we would still need to lease something in order to make it work. So I'm not going to... Well... So I'm not going to worry about it at the moment, because even if it does happen, I can't do anything about it. Let's bring you in around here. I'm hoping that it'd be really good if we could have some good events happen. You know, we keep having one disaster after another, and you start to get a bit fed up with it after a while. It'd be nice to have something good happen to us. It really would. Right, you know what? I'm just going to leave you there instead of repeatedly bashing the back of the combine against the fence. Probably not helping anything. And I will take this one, and we will tip this at the mill. Then the next thing we want to do is go and get our baler so that we can bale up the straw from these 2 fields, and that straw will be sold straight off the field. I'm not storing it in order to use it for something else. It is just going to be sold off the field. And I have been thinking about what I was talking about, whether or not we should use the straw for the cows, what straw we should use, and I think what I will end up doing is I will use straw from the wheat, oats, and barley for cattle bedding, and the other straw that we get will go and be sold straight away. And I think that might be the best way to do it. I didn't start the sorghum one. It'd be a good idea if I did that. So I got 16,000 litres of sorghum in there. Turn that now into flour. Does 1,200 cycles a month. And by the end of the year, when the flour is ready to be sold, because that is flour right there, that's January, but the maximum value for what we've got right now is nearly 12,000. That will go up still higher because we've got all of the sorghums being turned into flour, and we should make ourselves a nice little bit of money, which is quite nice. I like that. Money is good. I'm always keen to make money. And I've got that. Well, that field there will be direct drilled, which I'm not going to do this month. There's got to be barley in that one, isn't it? Let's bring you on around here. So I want more drills. I want different drills to what we've got, because we've got small equipment here, and I kind of want some bigger equipment. I think it's going to work out a bit better for us if we've got bigger machinery here. Let's bring you back into the shed there and unhitch that one, and then we'll get our quick bale that we've got right here. Get that one hooked on, and we can rush off. So I'm pretty... I'm pretty sure I did mention previously getting an increased loan. And I haven't had any feedback on that yet at the time of recording this. I'm curious what people are going to say about me getting more loan. And whether, well, one, whether or not you think I should do it, and two, what you think I should be spending my money on. Now, I'm kind of thinking that a loan would be a good idea, because, yes, it does mean that it's going to take longer before I can sort of pay everything back. And that is one of the purposes of this series, is to be able to pay everything back, finish the, pay off the whole loan. That's kind of one of the big things. I also want to have some grain in storage for the different grains that we've got, that we're making. But the principal thing is to... Oh, wait, I've got small bales going on here, haven't I? Why have I only got small bales? Why did that change? Did I do that intentionally? Change bale size. Right, well, I'll leave it out on there. Wait, you know what? I'll leave it on the small bales. It's going to be easier, I think. Okay, there. It's 150, 125. Right, we'll put it on small bales for now. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I do want to change the... I want to change the baler. Get a different baler, because this one, whilst it's great and all, it doesn't go very fast. And, oh, that's the other thing I was going to say is I have been told that there is a mod that I can get to variable bale capacity that does actually work with these balers as well. Looking at the variable bale capacity, looking at the description of it, unfortunately, it does actually look like it doesn't work with the auto load because the bales are a slightly different size. Now, I don't know if that is actually the case. I don't know if anybody's tried that one with the auto load, but from what I seen when I was reading through it, it kind of looks like the auto load won't work correctly with the bales that are put out with the variable bale capacity mod. Now, I haven't tested it, so I don't know if this is true or not, but if that is the case, that is a little bit of a nuisance. But it would only be for these bales right here, as kind of like a test thing, just to see if we could do that, and then make these bales slightly bigger so that it would be. Well, I think then this one would maybe go a bit faster, but I don't know. Then also people have been saying that this one won't go any faster regardless of what I put through it. So I'm not really sure. I'm just a little bit confused. We've got another step there. Let me just correct that one a second. I've gone and corrected the little bit of a step that was in the field there. We're going to go whizzing off up here, and we're going to bale up this bit of field as well. And then the only baling that we will have left after this is the 3 down over there. There's the one there with the sunflowers in it, and then there's 2 further down, one with corn and one with soybeans. Now, I don't know if the corn actually leaves straw behind. I think it does. I think all of them leave straw behind. No matter what's happening, I think they all leave the straw behind on the ground, which means that we have just a little bit extra money that we can make by selling it. And yes, I know that, like, especially for this field right here, it worked with a stripper header, which has left all of the straw here in the field, and I'm busy turning all of that straw in the field into straw in bales, which doesn't make any sense, and technically shouldn't even be physically possible, but I'm doing it anyway. The other thing that I was thinking about was whether or not we should mulch the fields before we plough, and I think it does give you some extra, but I don't think that mulching... I think there's like some operations that you can do that give you a bit of extra, but you don't need to go and do all of them. So I think if you've already got sort of maximum fertilizer and the ground is correctly ploughed and everything else, and also you've got lime and all of that on there, if you then go and mulch, I don't think it gives you any additional yield. I think that only applies... I think the maximum yield that you can get in a field is 200%, whereas... Okay, I did miss a bit. I was going to see if I could be a bit clever and just take out that corner with the wide pickup that we got here, but apparently I can't. So I don't know if mulching does make a difference, considering that we're doing everything else, like doing the lime and the weeding and everything else. So it's one of I'm kind of reluctant to go and do that, because it's an extra operation that we would need to be doing in our fields, which takes extra time, and I don't really want things that are going to be making us take extra time in this series, because we've already got enough things that take time in a series, and we want to be able to just sort of keep the progress moving. We want to be able to advance to doing the different things that we want to do, and slowing it down with different operations in the fields means that we're going to get less done. I do like the way that it tips the bales on his side when he's finished. And also, I am doing this wrong, by the way. I'm turning really sharp and doing each row one at a time, and you shouldn't. I like the way that it speeds up in between the rows, because it goes based on the amount of material that's feeding into the baler. So if you go and you don't have actually anything coming in the front, or you've only got a really small amount going in the front, it will speed up a little bit. But for the most part, it seems to run at around 15 kilometers an hour, which is too slow. I don't want to be doing all of our baling at 15 kilometers an hour. For me, that is just too slow. I don't like it, so I'm going to be changing that. That's why we are going to be getting a different baler. And, well, we've only got the other 3 fields still to bale, so there's not very much left to do, which means that we will sell everything that we get through the winter before we get to the point where we want to buy another baler. Before that, we've got drilling to do, and there is where I'm thinking of spending some money on a new seed drill, a bigger seed drill, because the seed drill that we've got, well, the 2 seed drills are small and slow. Now, there is the one, I have looked at it, I have talked about it, the seed drill that we could potentially go and get, which is a 5-meter direct drill. It's really small, it's really cheap. I'm eyeing about that one because it kind of feels almost a little bit cheaty. I'm genuinely not sure about that one. It's one, yeah, I'm really not sure whether or not I should get that seed drill or not. It's one that, whilst on the face of it, it does seem like a really good idea to go and get that one. It's 5 meters wide. It's going to be a little bit difficult to move around the roads. Mostly have to sort of go up around the back way and then cut across the grass field for a lot of this. And yeah, there's a reason for not liking it. But also because it is so cheap and does the direct drill function as well, it kind of, yeah, I'm really not sure about it. Right, I got 180s there. I need them to be different than that. So metal, euro, fluid, big bag, euro pallets overloaded, round bale 125. That's the one that we want right there. We will start loading. How many does it give us? 22 bales we can fit on here. Let's see, I don't know how many we did. We did some, I know that much. And this bigger trailer is definitely a good move, I feel. So we got 4 bales out of this field. You can see we're really not going to get very much straw out of the other 3 fields that we've got either. There's just not very much straw there to be had. We've only got 3 of these small bales out of this field. This one here is a bit of a bigger field, so we get a bit more out of it, which is good. I like this. Get that onto there. Sorghum, I think, is the one at the bottom of the list, which means that this field I'm driving through right now is going to be our next wheat field, isn't it? I think so. If this is going to be our next wheat field, that means we've got 2 big crops of wheat, one after the other, which is pretty good, because that's what we're primarily going to be feeding our chickens. I mean, yes, they have also got some barley in there. We filled them up with barley first, and then they've got the wheat in storage. But, you know, it's nice that we'll have more backup for them. The wheat field that we had, that's going to be done for, I think, is that barley next? I think it's wheat, barley, canola, oats is the order that they appear in the list. And so that's the order we'll be doing our crop rotation in. I mean, technically, I suppose, with the crops that we get, the crops that we get, I don't think that's a particularly good rotation for us. I think there's actually much better rotation than that, but this is the one that we're going to go for. So sorghum down the bottom, which means that wheat is next. So the field we're in right now is going to be wheat. The wheat field is going to be barley. The barley field, which is the little one right next to us, that's going to be canola. The canola field on the corner, that's going to be oats. Where did we have the oats? The oats is a little strip there, but next to sunflowers. That one will be planted with corn next year. The oats is next year. and so on and so forth. So we've got those to do. So this straw right here, 95,000 litres of straw. We do not store straw for the winter. We sell this straight off the field. Although we don't get the best price for it, it's still, I think, perfectly acceptable to go and sell the straw at this time of year, because you don't get massive amounts more for your straw later in the year either. So I think it's going to actually work out just fine for us. And then we could possibly put it into the biogas plant at some point. I don't really want to do that, though. I really want to put that into biogas. Right. Okay, U is right there. For some reason, this trailer doesn't... Well, it's not the trailer, it's the sell point. The sell point doesn't reach high enough for us to just sell stuff straight off the trailer, which is a bit of a shame. So we have to do it like this. But that's okay. We can cope with that. Drop that down there, and we got 10,262 euros for selling that straw. That's not too bad. That's a nice little bit of extra money coming in. I like that. Right. August is done, I think. We could go and get a little bit more straw and put more hay, and we'll put that in for the cows. I don't think there's anything else that we're going to want, so let's bring you around here. Take you over this way. So yeah, the 15k, it is a little bit of a slow speed on here. A few of you said that actually you quite like the look of some of the vehicles that you've seen. I don't want 12 bales out here. I will put 4 bales out here, and that's what we will feed. So just press start like that, and it drops them down there like that. Some of you said that you kind of like the look of electric cars. You like what you've seen. One of you said that you don't like the look of electric cars. You got no intention of using them at all. Someone else said that you're buying a new car right now, and you've looked at electric cars, but because of their price tag currently, you can't afford to get one. Or I don't think you said can't afford. You said that you didn't think it was worth it because of the price tag at the moment. Hopefully by the time you get round to getting yourself a new car next time, the electric ones will have come down in price a little bit, and they'll be a bit more suitable for you. So there are plenty of people here that are looking at potentially getting an electric car, which I think is really cool. I actually quite like that. Now, we've got 20 animals. Do I get more animals? Seriously considering whether or not I should buy another 20 cows. Because if I leave them, I've got to wait for the... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.